A Penn State wrestling commit and one of the top overall prospects in the class of 2026 is going to share with us his reasons for joining the Nittany Lions and his secret to success in the sport of wrestling.
You are Locked On Nittany Lions, your daily podcast on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are locked on to Penn State wrestling. And as always, thank you so much for making Locked On Nittany Lions your first listen and watch every single day. My name is Zach Seyko, and I am your host of the #1 Penn State sports podcast out there. Also credentialed media member for both Penn State football and Penn State wrestling. Another exclusive interview here on the show. U17 U.S. Open champion. He's getting ready to enter into the U20 World Team Trials. He's committed to Penn State's class of 2026, and he's one of the top pound-for-pound ranked wrestlers in the entire country. Jayden James is joining the show today. We're going to discuss plenty of topics, including mindset, mentality, training regimen, his expectations for the U20 World Team Trials, how he took in the U17 title, and what led him to his commitment to Penn State. We're going to discuss all of that now here on Locked On Nittany Lions. And it is a privilege to be joined by class of 2026 Penn State commitment, one of the top pound-for-pound ranked wrestlers in the entire country for 2026. Jayden James is joining the show. Jayden, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's begin with your commitment because you were originally committed to Virginia Tech. So walk us through what changed, what ultimately led you to flip to Penn State?
Yeah, so I mean, Virginia Tech's a great place. I have a lot of respect for those guys and all they've done for me throughout the recruiting process. But I kind of felt like I just had to do my due diligence and just see what Penn State was about because they are the best. And when I got there, just the energy in the room, but the coaches, you can't really say no. Like if you want to be the best, that's just where you have to be. So I just felt that, and I just that was where the decision was made right then and there.
What was it about Penn State's program? So you start to mention it here, but was it the program, the coaches, the culture? What about it makes it feel like the right fit?
I think it's just all of that combined. I mean, the coaches will do anything for you. You know, they're working just as hard as you to make you feel ready to compete at all times. The culture speaks for itself. You go into the room, you see all the national champs on the wall. It's all the world and Olympic medalists. It's like just super like inspiring. It's like, all right, like how could I not go out here and just try to be the best? So that's what kind of just struck me the most.
Do you think back any conversations that you had with Coach Sanderson or maybe Penn State wrestlers that really helped seal the deal in all of this?
Yeah, I'd say a big thing for me was just like hanging out with the guys in my visit. Like kind of from the outside looking in, you think of like Penn State as like, oh, this like big thing, like all these guys are just like they're the best wrestlers. So you just kind of have like, you put like them on a pedestal a little bit, but once you get to know them, they're just normal college kids also. They're just good people. So kind of spending time with them made me feel like way more comfortable about it. So I was like, well, yeah, this is where I need to be.
You're projected to wrestle somewhere in the middle weights, possibly 165, 174. Your outlook's going to change at this time. Again, your class of 2026. But how do you see your style fitting into the college level regardless when you get to Penn State?
Yeah, I mean, I like to just go out there and score points. Just have fun while I'm doing it, try new moves, do cool stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing how I shape out in college. I'm extremely confident that my style will translate well just due to my high pace and me scoring a lot of points. So I'm excited to like get in the room with the coaches, see what suggestions they have for me, all touch-ups just to see to really put the finishing touches. But I think that my offense will just translate really well in the next level.
Let's talk more about college outlook here. Have you thought about it, your goals for your college career, both individually and being part of the Penn State team?
Yeah, individually, I want to be a 4-time national champ. That's the main goal. That's what you go to Penn State to do. But while doing that, I also want to make all the age level world teams throughout college. I could still do U20 was a freshman and U23. So if I could make all those world teams when I was NCAA titles, it'll be awesome. And just as a team, just looking to continue on the legacy that was set before me, just continue being the best, just living the right lifestyle, winning correctly, all that stuff. So that's just what I'm looking forward to, just continuing on what has already been set. Just keep doing our jobs.
Penn State's room is loaded, and not that that could intimidate some people. Clearly, that doesn't bother you at all. That probably excites you to train with some of the best guys in the country, does it not?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's crazy when you go in there. You just national champ, world medalist, Olympic champ. It's awesome to see. I mean, like, the thing I think about is, like, if I go there, you only can get better. So, like, just knowing, like, the ultimate goal is to get better at wrestling every day. Just keep having fun. I know that when I go there and I spend time there, I'm going to keep getting better. And when you walk in that room, there's just nothing but smiles. Those guys love to be there. So it's just super cool to see. And that's what I envision for myself when I get to college. So just, it's awesome to train with those guys. I'm really grateful to have the opportunity.
Now we're going to get to some of the recent competition that you've been a part of. U17 title. Again, congrats on that, but you're also going to be going up to U20 with the World Team Trials here. So there's some talent that's already at the college level or getting ready to be there. But let's talk about this U17 national title. Again, congrats, but what did that performance mean to you? Was there anything you might have learned about yourself, especially with everything that you have going on, knowing where your commitment is? Because not everybody's made a decision, but you're at that point in time. So there's kind of that Penn State target on your back, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to look at it that way. I kind of just want to treat every tournament the same, keep all the same routine, all that stuff. So, I mean, it was awesome experience. It was cool to sit with all the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club guys during the tournament, compete against them on one of the days. So it was awesome. It was awesome. I wouldn't say it really changed my outlook on anything. It kind of just that was just another tournament where I went out there, scored points, had some fun, and I got the ultimate goal of winning that tournament and making the world team. But that was just a step in the process.
So how do you approach these tournaments? Is it another day for you to get better? Do you look at these as specific opportunities? Because there is a chance where we're going to get to in a moment with the U20 tournament here with the World Team Trials at the end of May. But what is your approach to these kinds of competitions as they change, the goals get loftier? How do you adjust?
For me personally, I know all the work I put in. I know I'm living the correct lifestyle, like on and off the mat. I'm training with one of the best guys in the world every day, PJ Duke, in the wrestling room. So I kind of just go out there and I'm super excited to compete always. It's super fun for me, just going out there, putting on a show for all the fans and everything. So I just try to look at it like it's just another wrestling match, win or lose, the sun's going to rise tomorrow. So just go out there and have some fun.
Is there a moment where you're locked in, regardless of the competition? So whether that's that's a high school dual meet, it's your state tournament, it's one of these larger regional, national tournaments. Where is that moment? Do you hey, I'm locked in. There's nothing that's going to phase me here.
Yeah, for me, I like to when I get to those tournaments, like I was out in Vegas probably for 2 days before the tournament started. I like to keep it light, not really talk about wrestling much. But for me, as soon as I tape my shoes up on match day, that's kind of the switch that goes off where it's like, all right, now it's time to get focused and go. So just for me mentally, just as soon as I tape those shoes up, start warm-ups, it's like, all right, this is what I came here to do. So let's just get this done.
And then kind of circling back to it, the U17 title, in the scheme of things, again, I'm not trying to dismiss it, but there are, again, bigger fish, if you will, to fry, right? It's always about your next match, and that's a theme. That's a moral that Penn State kind of holds to as a code here. But how would you say maybe that the U17 title, just what did it do for you emotionally compared to, maybe a high school state championship or winning a big dual meet alongside your teammates? Did this differ at all? Still to come on this interview with Jayden. Now we're going to talk about the U17 and U20 tournaments, what it meant for him to win a title, also his expectations, seeing a bump in competition at the U20 World Team Trials. That is all coming up next here on Locked On Nittany Lions. And this episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. Now, that's where Monarch Money comes in. It's your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center where you can track all of your accounts, investments, spending, all in one place. So you stop just managing your money you start building wealth. You'll get surprising insights. When I actually started using Monarch for myself, I realized just how much I was spending on different things like dining out or groceries, package deliveries. Now I get to budget smarter and save more. You also get the all-in-one convenience. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track your spending, and even plan long-term goals. You'll also get easy collaboration. Managing money with your partner is smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, stay on the same page without all the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's right, 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONCollege for half off your first year.
It definitely did, because I mean, last year at U17 I took third, so it was kind of nice to get over that hump and win the tournament this year. So that was definitely big for me, and it just opened up a new opportunity for me. I'd never competed internationally, so just winning that tournament is now giving me the opportunity to compete at Pan Am's in Brazil on June 15th, and then go out to Athens on June 28th. So that was really the best thing that came out of this tournament, just giving me a new opportunity that I'm super grateful to be able to compete with other best guys in the country under U17 internationally.
And not that you would need it, but best of luck in those future competitions. And again, we're going to talk about the U20 World Team Trials here, because you are bumping up in competition here. I mean, the level of competition raises, and now you really put your skills to the test against guys that are either college ready or in the middle of their collegiate careers. So let's start with what motivated this decision. How did you know you were ready to say, all right, I'm going to go up from where maybe I feel a little more comfortable at U17 to now U20, like it's on the line here?
Yeah, I mean, so my dad always, from when I was a young age, he always double backed me at tournaments, sent me his tournaments with going middle school and elementary. So it's kind of something I always do, just because why not? Just go out there, get some good competition. So that's really the reason I decided to join. You know, it's kind of, that was another thing about Penn State. A lot of their morals kind of matches with morals I've grown up with, just always looking to seek the best competition and always just get better. So a lot of just talking with Katie, my dad, my other big influential people in my life, we just decided that there's no reason not to. You know, I have the skills to go out there and compete with these guys. So I'm just another tournament, just going to go out there, score points, have some fun, and whatever happens, happens. So I'm looking forward to it, though. It's going to be an awesome event. It's going to be cool competing against some of these bigger names.
Your mindset seems pretty consistent here, because my next question would be, well, what is your mindset going into the trials, where you basically kind of alluded to it, but are you approaching it any differently, since it is going away from, hey, you know, no longer, it's not just about the high school tournaments. It's not, now you're getting that international competition, or what's on the line with international competition at U17, but now it's a step further again with wrestlers that are, they're just ahead of you in terms of where they are in development and eligibility.
Yeah, I mean, at the club where I train Katie in New York, we kind of we like to keep the same. We kind of have a good regiment for training before tournaments. We treat them like a training camp, like for a fighter. So we kind of keep that same thing going. So me and PJ have been training hard for this tournament. So I'm not really worried about the age or the weight or anything like that. I know what I put into the sport. So I'm just looking to just show my skills to the world, and again, whatever happens. I'm just going out there to wrestle and do what I love.
Well, you mentioned PJ, and I didn't have this immediately on my list here, but I can't help but ask about having PJ Duke as a training partner, especially given what he is one of those wrestlers that is going to be at Penn State this upcoming season, so ahead of you in eligibility. So you do get that experience where it's not going to be as overwhelming. I don't know what I'm expecting. You're training alongside somebody like that. So what does it mean to you to have a training partner like PJ Duke? And what is it like to actually go up with PJ on a day-to-day basis or routinely in practice, and knowing that you're getting better each and every day because you get to be alongside not only him, but some other positive influences?
Yeah, I mean, PJ has been great for my wrestling career. I joined the club when around 8th grade, so PJ was been there his whole life. But I've jumped levels since training with PJ. Training with a guy like that, It's awesome. I'm super grateful to have a partner like that. Me and PJ are super good friends off the mat and on the mat. So we just go in the room. It gets chippy sometimes. We both wrestle hard. So if you could see some of the goes in practice, we're all over the place. But training with him every day, I know he's the best guy in U20. So knowing that I can battle with him every day, just gives me the confidence that I can go out there and battle with these guys at 74 kilos. So it is an awesome experience to be able to wrestle alongside him. And he was a big part of my decision also going to Penn State, being able to continue that friendship and bond for the next 4 or 5 years.
I mean, PJ certainly had quite the run here recently. Especially, I mean, the senior level world team trials.
It was awesome.
So, and seeing that, getting to witness that for somebody that you train alongside, you care about, just witnessing that, what did that mean to you?
Yeah, it's super motivating. I watched all the matches. I was cheering him on from my phone. So it's awesome to see. It's awesome to see that, just knowing how much he puts into the sport also. So he deserves it. So watching him come back to practice and everything on Monday and Tuesday. So it's cool to see, just congratulating him, have him there in the room again, training. It's just awesome. I'm super happy for him. He deserves it.
We've talked plenty about the future here, projecting for Penn State and some of these upcoming tournaments. Let's return a little bit to the present and the past here. You've had so much high school success, which is part of the and with these other extracurricular tournaments, why you're ranked so highly in the class of 2026. Again, pound for pound, consensus top 5. And the results speak for themselves here. You've already won 2 New Jersey State titles. How have you grown the most as a wrestler over the past few years?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing for me is my mentality. I'd say freshman year, I cut a lot of weight. Didn't really have the best mentality. I came into my freshman season kind of ranked pretty high in the country, and that held a lot of weight for me. So I kind of wrestled a little bit timid and just trying to hold on to that ranking. So I took a couple losses, and I think those losses were the best thing for me. At the time, it kind of made me switch my mindset up, realizing I had to make some adjustments if I wanted to reach the level where I am and continue to be at in the future. So that was the biggest thing for me in my mindset is just focus on getting better. I had to make that switch from worrying about winning and losing to worrying about how am I going to get better each match, every practice, every competition. So that was big for me.
With national attention, it's going to be constantly growing and growing. Rankings are going to get re-released, or they're going to get updated like they have been recently. You're going to acquire more accolades along the way, so that national attention is going to grow. How do you plan to stay focused and grounded through all of it? Still on the way in this exclusive interview with Jayden. Now we're going to talk a little more about his mentality, his approach to the sport of wrestling, what he all does to stay at the top of his game. That is coming up next here on Locked On Nittany Lions.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to look at that stuff. That's one of the ways I kind of stay grounded. I don't really pay attention to all that stuff. A lot of it's just media. So I mean, you don't really gain anything from knowing you're number 1 guy in the country or number 100 guy in the country. It just kind of goes back to just knowing why I love the sport and knowing why I compete the way I do. And I feel like Penn State does an awesome job with their wrestlers, not worrying about all this social media publicity. When I was there on my visit, it was they kind of just showed that those guys are the best guys in the world, but they came up to me, just normal people. They don't have like a ego or anything. So that's super cool to see. So I just try not to look at that stuff, continue not to look at that stuff, and just worry about the things that are really important to me and people around me.
Help us describe more of your training philosophy, all the aspects of it. It's not just about being in the mat room, getting to spar with the likes of PJ Duke. What other elements of your life would you say go into training and being the best of the best in this sport?
Yeah. So obviously, on the mat, training as hard as you can, learning new moves, getting better is super huge, but even stuff like lifting 3 days a week, making sure you're getting conditioning in, nutrition, going to bed early as possible. I I have a long commute to my school down and back, and we have a pretty tough school, so I get a lot of homework some nights. But just knocking out that homework, getting to bed early, so I can wake up the next day and feel fresh. And stuff like nutrition. I like taking your electrolytes, making sure I'm getting the right amount of protein and carbs and all that type of stuff to help me recover from between training sessions. So it just your whole lifestyle, I feel, plays into such a big role of how you're going to compete when you're at these competitions. So I just try to live the best lifestyle in all aspects of my life, and I hope that's enough for me to reach my goals, because that's just the best that's the best I can do for myself and the people around me. It's just be the best version of me.
Being able to peak in every single category, that it's more than just being, as sharp as you can be at practice. You have to be sharp everywhere else too. Jayden, do you I imagine you get some free time here when you're not training, when you're not competing. How do you relax? How do you spend your free time?
Yeah, I like to go fishing. That's probably my favorite thing to do in my free time. Watching UFC with my friends, that's another big one. Those are probably my two favorite. And then just some nights, if I maybe don't have practice or nothing, just maybe hop on the game with my brother. He's at Notre Dame, so I'll just call him. We'll play a little college football and all that stuff. So those are my three favorite ways to spend time outside of wrestling.
Is there something that you're cool with sharing that maybe teammates or fans might not know about you, or something that they'll learn along the way as you get, your time gets closer to Penn State?
Let me think about that. I'd probably say that a lot of people think that I'm kind of like reserved, but I think once you get to know me, I kind of I'm really outgoing and like kind of sarcastic person. So a lot of people don't really get to see that from like my social media or not knowing me. So that's one thing people will get to know about me more as they build more of a relationship with me, is that I like to just have a good time and with people and stuff like that.
Let's finish up with one final question. When all said and done, and I know that's so far out into the future, but how do you want to be remembered in the sport of wrestling?
I just want to be remembered as a guy that always goes out there and puts his all on the mat. Win, lose, or draw, just go out there and have fun. Do cool moves, just put a lot of points on the board, have exciting matches. That's like the biggest thing when I like look back at my matches and think about like watching other wrestlers, is like I just never want to be the guy that wins 2-1, 3-1 and having a boring match. Like I want to go out there and put 10, 15 points up on the board every match and just be exciting for fans, because that's, at least for me, what I've always loved when I was a young wrestler, watching all these college Olympic guys. So I'm just looking to just do the same and just inspire the next generation of wrestling with my style.
Class of 2026, Penn State wrestling commit, top 5 in the country in pound for pound wrestling rankings. He is Jayden James. Jayden, thank you so much for the time. Like I said, you don't need it, but best of luck in these upcoming tournaments and as your time continues to move on before you reach Penn State's campus. Really, thank you so much for the time. This was a very enjoyable conversation for myself.
Thank you. It was awesome. I appreciate you having me.
And a big thank you to each and every one of you for checking out this edition of Locked On Nittany Lions, and another huge show of appreciation for Jayden James taking time out of his busy schedule to do this exclusive interview. Thank you to the everydayers out there for making us a part of your routine. If you are new to the show, subscribe to the YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts for the latest conversations around your favorite Penn State sports teams, including wrestling, football, basketball, you name it. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section. Be a part of the conversation. And for more coverage around those favorite Penn State sports teams, keep it right here on Locked On Nittany Lions.